All right, welcome back, guys, to the GSMC Golf Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We're going to be talking about Valhalla, the site of the PGA Championship, on 4 separate occasions, and should it be hosting majors going forward. There's a lot of people that are saying no, and I really understand what they're saying, and maybe I might agree with them. I could definitely be convinced to agree with them. I enjoyed how the course played. I enjoyed watching the PGA Championship, but it didn't feel like a major, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting angry. And that's the sentiment that I agree with. I think that it could have been a lot better. 21 under is an insane score for a major to end at. We're used to seeing the PGA Championship end around like 9 under. I believe last year that was around the score that won it. So having it end at 21 under for Xander Schauffele, 20 under being second, and 18 under being third. A lot of these guys were shocked. Like I said in the last segment, Bryson DeChambeau said that he played his B game of golf and still finished 20 under. So, that was insane. And this stat is brought to you by Justin Ray on Twitter. He is a golf media member for The Athletic. He is very close to this sport. And this is kind of the tweet that set a lot of people off. It got so many impressions. 3.4 million people viewed this tweet. 10,000 people liked it. Lowest combined score to par by field in PGA Championship history. 2018 Bellerive was 59 over. 1995 Riviera was 40 over. 2024 Valhalla, this was the lowest scoring to par by field in PGA Championship history. 59 over, 40 over, and then number 1, 2024 Valhalla, 214 under. That blows everything else completely out of the water. That is 254 total strokes by the field ahead of second place, and this is in PGA Championship history. You can talk to me about how great the golfers are today, and I understand that. That's why these scores are lower nowadays. But by 254 strokes is insane. That is why people are calling for Valhalla to not host a major ever again, possibly. And I might definitely agree with that. That doesn't play like a major at all. We're used to seeing these majors finish around 10. This one doubled that, and everybody was in the mix kind of at that scoreline. 214 under by the field is absolutely insane. We haven't seen anything like that ever before, as I said. So that's kind of what set people off. Another thing, most greens in regulation by PGA Championship winner in the last 30 years. In 2024, Xander Schauffele set the record at 60 at Valhalla. 60 out of 72 holes he made. He had a green in regulation. He actually tied that record. The previous record holder was, who could have guessed it? Tiger Woods was the previous record holder in PGA Championship history, also with 60 in 2000. You know the site of the 2000 PGA Championship? Valhalla. This course is just easier, and a lot of people there are some people that are defending Valhalla, saying that maybe it's because of the weather, because of all the rain that led up to this tournament, and then it was very good weather beyond that. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was all pretty clear out, so that does bring a factor to it. It makes the fairways a lot easier, and the roughs easier to play out of. However, a 254 stroke difference, that's insane. This isn't a site for a major. I love it. I love how it played. I do think that it should be in the PGA Tour as a regular tour event. I definitely do not believe that this should be a major event site, though. Xander Schauffele set another record in PGA Championship history. He made 25 plus birdies in a major for the second time in his career. He did it in the 2019 Masters and now doing it in the 2024 PGA Championship. That set a record. Xander Schauffele, 21 under, best score to par in major championship history. He also had a 62. This was the only major that we've ever seen two different people shooting a 62. There's just so many of these records that were set, and maybe we start looking at the course instead of how great these guys played. These guys played amazing. I'm not taking anything away, especially Xander Schauffele. He deserved this one. He's been playing amazing golf. This was his PGA Championship. You can't take that away from it. Not saying there's an asterisk on that whatsoever. I am saying that this golf course probably should be taken out because maybe these guys just have figured it out completely. And it wasn't even, it was just that the approach shots were very easy. A lot of people were driving it very well. A lot of approach shots to the green were very easy. The scramble rate this week was a 55.8%, meaning up and down, basically, going from off the green to in the hole in two. That happened 55.8% of the time. People were off the green on their birdie shot, basically. The tour average this season is 60.5. So around the green played very difficult, less than or a 5% difference from tour average. It's not around the greens. It really was these tee shots very easy, and then these approach shots were very easy. Valhalla has been the site of the 96, 2000, 2014, and now 2024 PGA Championship. Tiger Woods has won it here. Rory McIlroy has won it here. Mark Brooks won it here. Those were your three previous winners. All of those are great golfers. All of those deserve their wins, and now Xander Schauffele deserves their win. So the golf course played easy, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't entertaining. And that's kind of where I still believe that it wasn't. I think that it was an amazing event. I think the weekend shaped out pretty great. I enjoyed watching it thoroughly throughout it, but having these scores be so low was pretty horrible. He was. I mean, there was a 500-yard par 4 that Bryson DeChambeau was hitting short irons going into his regulation shot, making it very easy for him to be able to navigate this one. That's why he ended 20 under, being one back. But yeah, it's just this is the sentiment. It's not a site for a major, really. And I have a special place in my heart for this golf course because it's a Jack Nicklaus built course. Of course, me being from Columbus, Ohio, I gotta support Jack Nicklaus, as he is, of course, from Ohio State. His home course is the Memorial Course that we're gonna be seeing in a couple weeks. I'm excited for that event, but I love this course as people are saying, as a course for a tour event, not a major. 250, that is insane. That record may never be broken, and I'd be shocked if it does. Minus 214 is how the field shot this past weekend, and the normal, what's average is around, I would say 80 over or 90 over par is probably around average. So that is a crazy stat. That's why it got, I said it. This stat got 3.4 million views on Twitter. His Justin Ray is not the most famous guy. He's usually around 40,000 views on Twitter for anything he tweets out. A very famous guy in the golf media world, but there's a lot of outrage based on that tweet for Valhalla, and you can really see why. But with that being said, we're going to go into our third break, and when I come back, we will be talking about Patrick Reed's major streak coming to an end. The current LIV golfer is unable to play in the U.S. Open, and I will be talking about how that came to be in our fourth segment of the night.